Hello and welcome everyone to another Starcraft 2 cast by Glitch. Today, I'm going to be bringing to you some more random played games off of the Starcraft 2 ladder because it's just really hard to find replays these days, you guys. The best site that I've been able to find for a source of replays has been drop.sc or GGTracker. These seem to be the two big websites for replays these days. I just can't find a lot of tournament replays and things like I used to be able to. So, just going to be grabbing a lot of replays off of those two websites for a little while until I can find something else. I'm possibly going to start streaming or casting some of my own games, and I've also, like I said before, been trying to get this tutorial done. I've really been wanting to put together this tutorial series, but I've been having a lot of technical difficulties. I've been working on this today, trying to figure out how to get a really high quality tutorial series up and running. And so I haven't been able to do that quite yet, but I'm still working on it, so it's still coming. But I thought I would have it up last week, but I've just been having so many technical difficulties with the software. I've been toying with different kinds of software and all kinds of other things. It's just been a big, huge disaster. But anyway, in the meantime, I'm just going to keep on casting games every single day as I want to keep improving my own casting, as well as just get some more games out there on YouTube for you guys to watch. So, this game that we have today is going to be spawning in the top left position. As the blue Zerg, we have EG's IdrA. Oh, wait, hold on. Correct myself there because IdrA is no longer EG. Holy cow. How could I possibly even forget that for a split second? IdrA has been released from EG after a little bit of drama that happened online. So, IdrA is no longer a part of EG, and he's these days just kind of doing a freelance thing. He's just kind of doing his own thing, doing his own stream. He still gets a ton of viewers on his stream. Now, looks like RobbyG is just going to be opening with a 1 barracks expand. Oh, by the way, IdrA's opponent today is going to be spawning here in the bottom right position as the red Terran. He is going to be RobbyG. Yes, and RobbyG here, as we can see, is a Masters level player. IdrA is a Grandmaster level player, so RobbyG obviously looking to try to get up into that Grandmaster on his own. Looks like he's going to be going for a 1 barracks expand here. As we can see, the 1 barracks has gone down, but no gas yet being taken here. So most likely, yeah, going to be seeing that command center coming down right away. And now RobbyG is starting to move across the map with this first Marine, checking that watchtower. Oh, sees that Overlord there, but not going to be going for that one. And oh, is he actually going to be moving up to this top watchtower? If he actually comes up to this watchtower, there's a good chance he's going to be able to spot this Overlord, which is heading down to this side of the map. Oh, that's actually going to be IdrA's Overlord for scouting on the 3rd and for the later scout into the main. So this is actually a very critical Overlord here that IdrA might actually lose to this Marine. This is actually a very smart move here by RobbyG, and yeah, it looks like that Overlord is for sure going to go down. We have a 2nd Marine now on the way, and between those two, they are going to be able to pick that Overlord right off, and that is going to put IdrA in a bad spot. He's already going to be supply blocked. This is a big loss here for IdrA. Now, IdrA did go hatch first into pool and gas, mined just enough gas to get his ling speed up, and now he's pulled off gas completely and he's just getting up a few queens. Looks like he's just going to be playing this very nice and safe. Most likely going to be seeing a couple more queens coming out here from IdrA very soon. None on the way yet because IdrA is currently supply blocked, had to make that extra Overlord, and this is kind of a big deal here for IdrA. Getting supply blocked that early in the game can be a big deal, especially for these professional level players where every single little bit of minerals matters a lot. So in the base of RobbyG, we can see that he's now thrown down the factory, so he's going to be going into a little bit of a mix of bio and factory units, or possibly he could just be going into bio. This factory could actually just be to build his starport, and oh, these lings from IdrA are going to be scouting into the front of the base of RobbyG, who does have the bunker going up here, so now IdrA knows that this command center is going down, and as you can see, yeah, he's reacting right away to instantly take his 3rd, because as a Zerg player, of course, you always want to be a base ahead. So what this means is that he can take this 3rd base, and he can delay putting guys back on gas. He can wait a little while longer before he puts guys on gas so that he can get as many minerals as he possibly can to get up lots and lots of drones, and he's just going to rely on lots of speed Zerglings early on for the defense. Now in the base of RobbyG, we can see that we do now have the starport coming down, but he is making use of this factory, producing a few Widow Mines. These are really helpful in being extra defensive. This is something we're seeing from a lot of Terran players lately. Nice little move here by RobbyG, starting a supply depot there, and then just kind of starting on that 2nd one right away. so that he could just fully wall this off. As you can see, he's just now moving all these Widow Mines down to the defensive line here, and this is very, very useful for stopping all kinds of pushes. A lot of Terran players will throw down 3, 4, 5 Widow Mines here at the front. It makes this a lot stronger to be able to defend. And other than that, you can see looks like he's just got this starport coming down, reactor coming down as well on this factory. Most likely just going to be swapping that onto that starport, so we can be starting some double medevac production here very soon. In the meantime, we do see Stim is now coming down here from RobbyG, and we've got 1 reactor barracks and 1 tech lab barracks. So he could be going for a little bit of a Stim timing here, as he already has a good number of Marines out on the field. In the base of IdrA right now, we can see that he's finally gotten back onto gas. He's currently gone up to 2 gas geysers, and he's now throwing up some spores and spines because he wants to be a little bit extra defensive, right? He doesn't have his overlord to go into the main like he was supposed to at this point in the game. So he's having to just play extra defensive, throwing up the spores, throwing up the spines, and in the meantime just throwing up more and more drones as well. Double evolution chamber is up now as well for IdrA, and he has started his +1 carapace, and we are going to see the +1 melee attacks coming down here pretty soon. No layer tech yet on the way, but there is a drop moving out here for RobbyG, so it looks like that's just going to be a drop of 8 Marines that are going to try to drop. Oh, he's actually going to drop down here and try to stim in and maybe try to get a few worker kills here at the 3rd base. And as you can see, yeah, he's moving in here, but there are 3 queens already out here on the field for IdrA. If we check out the unit counting station, there are currently 5 queens. Oh, and he just lost 1, so he's down to 3 queens now. But there are some lings coming out here, and will IdrA be able to hold this? He didn't actually see this coming at all. Gonna lose that spore crawler. Oh, but needs to be careful here as he's about to lose his medevac, and the medevac just barely stayed up. IdrA getting a little bit IdrA-like with his little bit of BM going down there. But this is doing some damage here from RobbyG. He's definitely gotten in here, and I don't know that it was worth losing the medevac. I don't think he should have lost the medevac, but losing the Marines is not a big deal, and he got 4 worker kills out of it and killed the spore crawler and 2 or 3 queens there. Actually, no, he got 3 queens out of that deal, so pretty decent trade there for him. And now, back at his home base, he's now just throwing up a lot more barracks as well as another command center. So he's going to be going very soon into taking a fast 3rd here. Might be going for some kind of a bio push because, like I said, he's been going for these upgrades. Stim finished, and he went for that drop play. Now we see the combat shield coming down as well. And we're seeing a lot of Widow Mines coming out here very soon. It hasn't switched too much into the reactored starport play yet. In the base of IdrA, we now have the macro hatchery coming down, and finally more gas here being taken now for IdrA, now taking his 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th gas geysers as well. So he's now going up to a full set of gas geysers, and now I think IdrA did just get the scout on that base there. If we check out IdrA's vision, yeah, he did see that come down. He scouted that with that Zergling. So he knows that this command center is going down, so he's going to be looking to take a 4th here. Yeah, knowing IdrA is definitely the macro style player, so he's always going to be taking more bases. And as you can see, now just reestablishing all of his defenses, wants to be nice and safe. The creep spread for IdrA is also pretty good at this point. It's not TLO level, but it's still pretty darn good. He's got a good amount of creep spread. All of his bases are connected, and he's starting to extend out just a little bit towards the middle of the map. Now RobbyG looks like he's just prepping for a little bit of a push here. He's bringing some of his units out to the front right now. He's got some Widow Mines in defensive positions here. Planetary Fortress did go up here on the 3rd as well. If we check out the Harvester count, we can see that IdrA has been doing what IdrA likes to do and get lots of drones. So he's already up to that 72 workers, and now he's moving out with a group of lings to try to get a little bit of a feel for what his opponent is doing. He hasn't been able to get up into the main yet, so he has no idea what his opponent is doing at all. And now it looks like there's going to be a Viking on the map that's going to start to clear out some of the forces. But RobbyG going to clear off the watchtower, keeping Widow Mine. This is actually a smart little move here by RobbyG, because now just with this 1 Marine and this 1 Widow Mine, he's pretty much going to be able to hold this relatively indefinitely. IdrA would have to get detection all the way down here, which is a little bit of trouble here for IdrA. Now IdrA, we can see, has decided to go for his Ling Muta Baneling style play. This is a style of play that's still very common for a lot of Zerg players. We can see that he's researching the centrifugal hooks, which is the movement speed upgrade for the Banelings. We also see that the double evolution chamber is now down, researching +2/+2 for those Zerglings. And we see that the spire is about to complete, and we see a lot of resources being saved up here. So IdrA looking to make a whole lot of Zerglings right away. With his 4th base going down, you can see that IdrA did make some drones going to this base. This is something that all Zerg players will do, and pretty much instantly the reason to do this is to instantly get a lot of gas going here, so you can get full saturation on the gas, and also start to throw down some spines and spores there as well. But it looks like RobbyG is going to start to get a little bit aggressive here as he's moving out with just a small group of Marines, just 16 Marines, but 5 Widow Mines. And so the placement of these Widow Mines is absolutely critical to this fight that's about to come down here. These mutas are still a little bit, still just popping out, so there's not a whole lot of mutas on the field. Banelings now being morphed in here, but this is pretty good positioning here for these Widow Mines. And now he's going to be stimming forward with these Marines. Wants to constantly stim forward, poke at the bases, try to get a few drone kills and things, and then just pull right back. And as you can see, he's now coming forward with those Widow Mines, dealing a lot of damage. But IdrA with some decent control, not bad control there. Didn't lose a lot of his forces, kept all of his mutas alive, and kept a few of his Banelings alive there. But he managed to clean up a lot of those Widow Mines as well. And now with the second set of Banelings, I think he's going to be able to push this back. And oh, big Widow Mine hit there as he loses all of those units. Nice pickup there by RobbyG as well. But now these mutas going to be able to come forward and pick off a few Widow Mines. They're not fully committing to engaging. He doesn't want to spend any more Mutalisks than he has to here. But there's a steady stream of units coming across the field right now from RobbyG as he's just now starting a 4th command center, as he's just going to keep the pressure on his opponent. He's now cleared the creep, and he's going to continue to be very aggressive. He hasn't done any economic damage yet, and so IdrA's still in a good place to keep macroing up. As you can see, he's macroing up tons and tons of Lings and Banelings, which are all now +2/+2. These Mutalisks have no upgrades quite yet, but oh, he needs to be really, really careful about how he engages here. Where are all the Widow Mines here? Looks like he's actually going to be able to push this all the way back with these Overseers that he's keeping in the army. He's able to clean up all those Widow Mines. All the medevacs go down there, and that's going to be a big loss there for RobbyG, as IdrA now has the map control, and his opponent, who is continuing to rally forces in. We see Widow Mines, Marines, Thors, and medevacs all just coming across the map right now, and more barracks going down as well for RobbyG. He's just going to try to keep the pressure on his opponent, but IdrA is in a pretty good spot right now. I don't see him being able to break through IdrA's lines right now. IdrA's moving in right now, trying to do a little bit of a magic box there on those Mutalisks so that they can deal the damage. And yeah, like I said, he needs to be really careful there. There's a Widow Mine burrowed there, and all of his Mutalisks were pretty clumped there. I think he lost a lot of Zerglings and a lot of Mutalisks there. If we check out the units lost tab, we can see that IdrA's lost more than RobbyG, which is to be expected. In ZVT, typically a Zerg army isn't quite as efficient as a Terran army, so IdrA is still actually trading fairly effectively here. But as you can see, IdrA, now that he's held off this attack, is instantly going for the Infestation Pit, most likely going to be going into the Hive. A lot of Zerg players these days are starting to skip the Infestor tech and going straight up into those Hive tech units like Broodlords or Ultralisks, or even Vipers if they feel it is so necessary. And as you can see now, 4th base here taken for RobbyG, and this means that IdrA's of course going to be going up to a 5th base here, but it looks like IdrA finally going to get aggressive as he's moving across the map here with a lot of Lings. Needs to be really careful. If he's careful about how he controls this army, then he can try to send in some Lings first and then pull back. Oh, there's some Widow Mines in there. Widow Mine, big hits going down there all over those Mutalisks, taking a lot of damage on those Mutalisks, but that's allowing the Banelings to come in and connect with a whole lot of Marines, so there's a lot of death and destruction going on here. But now IdrA's able to pull back with a lot of his army. Again, that wasn't the best of trades there. Yeah, IdrA definitely came up a little bit behind in that little engagement there because those Widow Mines are just so cost efficient. So as you can see, RobbyG now starting to move up through the map here as he is going to continue to try to be more aggressive, as IdrA does know that this base has gone down. He's on the watchtower here, so he sees it. But now RobbyG is going to be moving forward with this group of Marines, Lings, and oh, that's so many Widow Mines! And there's only a couple of ways to deal with Widow Mines. One is to send in your Lings and hope that you can try to stick to your opponent's Marines as well as you can, right? You want to try to stick on those Marines so that those Widow Mines come in and take out your army, but also take out your opponent's army. And wow, IdrA actually doing a fantastic job of holding here, but more forces are just continuing to stream across the map here. Marines, real good units. These are 2/2 Marines right now, going up to 3/3. Double engineering bay means that he's researching more and more on those upgrades. Did I just see 60 Zerglings on the production tab? So many Zerglings. IdrA is in full out macro mode. His macro is just so strong, but with these Widow Mines, it's allowing RobbyG to trade very efficiently here. And oh, that was not the best hit there, or it was a very good hit for RobbyG, not the best for IdrA. IdrA taking a lot of damage here. It looks like he's continuing to push this back, but IdrA's slowly losing a lot of his high-tech units, basically the Mutalisks here in this fight, and he hasn't really been able to tech at all, as RobbyG has just forced IdrA to just stay on the back foot, and he's not allowing him at all to tech. I mean, RobbyG is just keeping that pressure on non-stop right now. He's doing a fantastic job. Also, notice he's focusing on mining a lot of minerals because he's spending a lot of minerals into constant attacking. Constant Marines, constant Marauders, constant Thors, Medevacs, everything. Constant army units coming out right now. So lots of minerals being spent. And IdrA is just being forced to sit here on these bases. Now we can see Hive Tech just finished up, and we do see that the Ultralisk Cavern is now on the way, as well as the melee attacks and ground carapace as well. So he's going to be going up to +3/+3 here, but there's going to be a timing window for about almost a full 2 minutes where RobbyG's upgrades are going to be way ahead of his opponent. He's going to be 3-3 to IdrA's 2-2 for almost a full 2 to 3 minutes there. Yeah, so it's actually going to be quite a while. So we do see the adrenal glands coming down as well for IdrA, Zerg ground carapace, and 2 Ultralisks on the way here. But IdrA is in a bit of a risky spot here. He's behind in food count right now. 169 supply to the 154 of IdrA. So he's behind in food supply, and that is not where you want to be as a Zerg player. Here we go. He's now moving forward, trying to send in these small packs of lings. See, that's the other way to deal with Widow Mines, is to send in small groups of lings at a time so that those Widow Mines are forced to just be wasted on small groups of lings. If this isn't proof that it's overpowered, I don't know what is what IdrA says. You literally don't know how to play. So IdrA just being a little bit BM here, but that is generally to be expected. But the Ultralisks are now, and these Ultralisks are really, really good at picking up all those Widowmine kills. And there we go. Now all the Banelings moving in here. He's picking up all those Widowmine kills, but he lost a lot of Banelings in that exchange. And now IdrA is 125 supply to the 170 of RobbyG, and RobbyG is going to force the GG, or lack thereof of GG, out of IdrA, and RobbyG is going to take the game. Absolutely fantastic played game there by RobbyG. Just that constant aggression to keep his opponent on that back foot, constantly defending, never allowing him to take more bases than he would allow. And wow, I didn't even realize that there was actually a small group of Marines that went up to this northern expansion and took that expansion down as well. So in the end, RobbyG was ahead on every single front. Fantastically played game by RobbyG, and we are just going to jump into one more game. So thanks for watching this game, guys. I'll catch you soon. Glitch out.